James.
Are you ready?
It's gonna be a hot girl disco summer. I'm never doing that again. I apologize. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Here, let's fix it. Something cool. Are we live? Is this thing on? You bet your booty we're live and this thing's on. And I'm here with Sleezbomb. We're trying to do things simultaneously. Our draft has filled. We are ready to rock. And just give me 2 seconds. But Sleez, introduce yourself. Let the folks know who you are, where you're from, what you're doing, as long as you fucking love me.
What's good, chat? My name is Derek, a.k.a. Sleezbomb, the host of My Mind is a Weapon fantasy football show. Also a co-host on here. Disco's a co-host on mine. We have, this weekend, we are going to lock in the Patreon fully this weekend. It is called The Guys FF. We are the guys. And yeah, I'm excited for this show, man. It's going to be a good one.
I'm here for it.
A good one.
I'm here for it. So let's shout out everybody in the community who's in here with us right now. We got Ralph Wiggums at the 101. Sleez is at the 103. Yours truly at the 104. Terry Rice at the 107. Shout out to you, brother. Good to see you, Blanca. Young Pro at the 108. And that's it. Do you recognize any other names?
No.
All right.
I don't know Gumby or any. Maybe the SD guy looks familiar. He does a lot of drafts, but I don't know him.
Shout out to Blanca. He's in here. Let's go. Brain, what's up, Young Pro? James Saw is in here, and he's got us with all the Raid fam stuff. Love to see it. What a crazy day, man. Honestly, I've been swamped the entire day, and literally, like, up until this point, I've still been swamped. So I'm glad that, you know, I can take a moment to enjoy drafting with the best community on the planet. We just put up a poll, guys. Please do me a favor and put that there. Today, Sleez is joining us on a special edition of our, what was it, fucking Wednesday? Of our Wednesday show. I don't even know what day it is. Of our Wednesday show, because he and I, we've been debating this guy pretty much since what, January?
January, yeah.
But January. But like this morning, it kind of heated up. We will say this is going to be there's going to be a lot of debates, but just know that I support Sleez. Sleez supports me. We're partners in this, and even though it might get heated and animated, and you know, spit and fists might start flying through the fucking screen, doesn't mean that I don't have love for this guy and admiration for this guy. It's just, you know,
right
this
back
is
at
what
you.
makes good content, and this is what makes good relationships is quality pushback like this. So Sleez, why don't you tell the folks what you think you're here to debate about?
We are going to be debating Travis Hunter and my 5% exposure to him after all of my tweets about Dynasty, about how you should take Travis Hunter at the 1.2.
Okay, so to clarify, you have 5% of Travis Hunter in the main, and you've done 38 mains, so that's 2 shares. Also, to clarify, you have 8 total shares out of, let's say, roughly 150 best ball drafts this year with the earlies in now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You projected that Travis Hunter can put up 1,000 receiving yards, should put up 1,000 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns. Now, you did not specify on receptions or how he's going to score those touchdowns, but that puts him in the realm of guys like Devontae Adams' numbers last year, Garrett Wilson, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and a few other names. Jameson Williams is probably the most accurate placement there. These guys are all, you know, top 3, 4, 5 round wide receivers. Right now, Travis Hunter is being drafted in rounds 5 to 6, yet you only have 2 shares of him. But in Dynasty, you're incredibly bullish on him. He is your 102 overall, just behind Ashton Jeanty. So please clarify the difference, because I'm having difficulty differentiating if you're bullish on him in Dynasty and you're keeping receipt in a folder on Dynasty. How does that not translate to being bullish on him and wanting to get exposure to him in best ball? What's the difference there?
So, how do you want me to start this off? I got a couple different ways we could go here. So,
Just fucking spit it out. Shout out to Who Hames, this is the first day I've missed your stream, and I feel terrible. But as I said, like I've literally been on the phone taking meetings and phone calls, like leading up to the stream. I didn't even get to put up my poll, so I'm sorry I missed your stream, brother. I'm sure it was incredible. I'm gonna check it out after Sleez's show right after.
all right. So I got a couple questions here. Which rookie drafted in the first round since 2021 at the wide receiver position? Okay. So you got to think back all the way to when Jamar Chase came out. Which wide receiver has ever returned their ADP out of every single wide receiver drafted in the first round since 2021?
Brian Thomas Jr. is just one that comes to mind right off the rip.
That's one of the three. 21 wide receivers have been drafted since 2021.
Malik Neighbors.
Malik Neighbors is another one. They were both in last year's class. There's only one more.
Round one wide receiver. Okay. What year was this player drafted? Just so
2021.
It was Jamar Chase's class.
It was Jamar Chase's class.
Jamar Chase.
It was Jamar Chase. So when we're looking at this dynasty wise, so do you like Jalen Waddle in Dynasty? Do you like Devonta Smith in Dynasty? Do you like Drake London in Dynasty? Do you like Garrett Wilson in Dynasty? Do you like Zay Flowers, Jordan Addison, Romo Dunze, Xavier Worthy, Ricky Pearsall, Xavier Leggett? Do you like these guys in Dynasty?
Right? There's a few where I'm kind of like, nah, like Leggett. It's definitely one of those guys who I'm not interested in.
Well, that's fine.
Okay. I'm not pursuing. Who else did you say? Devonta Smith, I'm very aggressive on Devonta Smith. Jalen Waddle is kind of like can't sell him, can't trade for him if he's on your team. Just hold until he spikes.
Devonta Smith was drafted at the number 10 overall pick in the 2021 draft. His ADP was 67, and he ended up wide receiver 30.
Okay.
So out of 21 wide receivers drafted in the first round for best ball return on their ADP since 2021, the hit rate is 15% for them to return their value. So when I have a 5% ownership of it, that's like asking you, would you like to gamble with your real money if you had a 15% chance of winning?
But here's the thing, right? You put out that tweet today with the numbers because I was kind of blind to the numbers that you had.
That was just a prediction in a tweet.
I mean, but a prediction in a tweet and a projection, that kind of is like, okay, this is what I'm expecting from him. Like I put out projections and tweets for Brian Thomas Jr. and Jamar Chase last year, and my exposure reflected it. I put out tweets about my projections for Xavier Worthy, for Puka Nacua, and my exposures reflected, right? If you're expecting that this guy's going to put up 1,000 receiving yards, right, and 7 touchdowns, whether it be, the gadget player, whatever, he's just going to find the end zone 7 times. We haven't really discussed the reception perception situation there. But that puts him in range for top 10 to top 20 wide receiver. And he's currently being drafted as wide receiver 26 in basketball.
I think he's going to beat that.
So why is your exposure not reflected? And why are you more bullish on other guys in basketball?
Because my difference is he just started playing wide receiver his sophomore year, played a little bit in high school, played mostly defense. So learning the position as you go. This is why it is a dynasty topic. And this is why I brought up all the best ball guys I could. And look at this list, dude. This is every wide receiver drafted. So Jamar Chase, he overdid it, right? There's 3 that did it. Leggett, Neighbors, and Jamar Chase. It's 2021. Jalen Waddle, wide receiver 17, did not return his ADP in best ball. Devonta Smith did not return his ADP. Kadarius Toney and Rashad Bateman were 2000 or after that in 2021. They were terrible. Drake London was drafted 8th in 2022, was wide receiver 36. His ADP was 50. Garrett Wilson was wide receiver 19. He was close. He was right on his teeter-tottering with it. When I go down here, Jahan Dotson was drafted 16th. What a bust that was.
Jahan Dotson was fine his rookie year. He wasn't terrible.
Wide receiver 61.
He was fine. He had weeks where he spiked his rookie year. It's every year after that he was absolutely horrible, except for the Super Bowl game that we just.
But hang on, Jameson Williams was wide receiver 150. 2023, Jay Season drafted 20th, wide receiver 48, did not return his ADP. Hang on, let's see who we want here. Do I really want? Yeah, no. I'm gonna go to Zay Flowers. Okay. So Quentin Johnston. No reason to talk about him. Drafted 21st. Zay Flowers, ADP was 67, was wide receiver 30, did not return his ADP. Jordan Addison was 2 spots off returning his ADP. He was drafted 23rd. He was wide receiver 21. That one was close. MHJ, last year, terrible ADP, wide receiver 30, did not return it. Romo Dunze, drafted 10th overall, ADP, did not return it. He was wide receiver 49. BTJ, unicorn, he of course did. Xavier Worthy, 28th in the NFL draft. ADP was about 72. Wide receiver 33 did not return his ADP. Ricky Pearsall, obviously shot, hurt, doesn't count there. Xavier Legette was drafted last in the first round. Definitely did not return his ADP.
Yeah.
So 3 guys out of the entire list. And Travis Hunter's ADP right now is higher than every single one of them. Every single one of them.
It wasn't higher than Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy definitely went higher than
Xavier Worthy was a 52 last year, 52.5 according to Hayden Wink's Underdog. Travis Hunter's 48.5 right now.
That's Underdog. That's not here on Drafters. Underdog is half PPR. This is full PPR. He was drafted about a full round ahead of that last year here.
Well, I mean, either way, he's at the very top of this list. And when 3 guys do it in 4 or 5 years, that's not saying a lot. When I'm talking Dynasty, I'm looking for the long haul of Travis Hunter being a stud for 10 to 15 years.
We've established that. So behind your belief system of the 1,000 yards and the 7 receiving touchdowns, how much do you believe that he's capable of doing that? Like if you had to quantify it by like 100, you're all in, you believe it in your heart of hearts that he's going to do it this
70%.
Season? Huh?
70%.
But yet your exposure is, well, I mean, you just drafted him today to prove a point, which good for you. Kudos. You definitely need to up your exposure, especially because, you know,
his ADP's high, though. I don't like his ADP.
But like, if you have him projected putting up top 20 wide receiver numbers as his floor, and you believe it 70% in your heart, you should have more than 2 shares.
I got 9 now.
No, just in the mid. You should have more than 2 shares.
That's fine. We're 40 drafts in.
Yeah, that was literally the gist of the argument. Do I believe that Travis Hunter can outperform his ADP? On the other hand, I've been highly critical of the Travis Hunter wide receiver hype. I've been on record saying this, and I'm sure your folder is full of my hot Travis Hunter takes where I just don't believe you're going to get the return on investment. I've been quoted saying he should be and is a cornerback first, and I'm going to stand on that. If you're looking at what these guys, I'm not saying he's not going to play wide receiver and produce wide receiver numbers. I think there's going to be weeks where he could be the wide receiver one. I think there's going to be weeks where he could be the cornerback one. He is a special and an incredible talent. I'm not taking away from him, but if you're looking at that defense, it was one of the worst defenses historically that we've seen against the wide receiver position, the running back position, the tight end position. They're going to need a lot of help, and they have over 12 games with a total score expectation of 47 or more. I almost drafted Deebo Samuel there, and then
I'm not touching him, but you can have him.
And then I looked at your video.
You can have him. He looks slow. But my point here is, and yes, this was all Dynasty related. Yes, can Dynasty lead over to best ball, but not in a rookie year. If you look at the statistics, that's my only argument.
Okay,
if you have 3 guys that have returned ADP in their rookie year, drafted in the first round for the past 4 years, then there's really no argument because those guys are the unicorns.
Okay, so, but like you've been quoted saying Travis Hunter's a unicorn. Moving forward,
I do
what about the running back breakdown? Because the same way that you're out on Travis Hunter in best ball, you have been, undyingly loyal to drafting Ashton Genty in round 1, and very seldomly, I would say even on a smaller basis since 2021, do we see a running back returning his ROI at the position, if not, just a little bit more than the wide receiver. So why are you so bullish on your RB1 in Dynasty when it comes to your best ball exposures and your best ball shares, but not so bullish on your wide receiver one when it comes to your best ball shares? That's literally the argument. I think we're going to be circling back and forth here.
He's going to get 350 touches compared to maybe 90 to 80 receptions, 70 to 80 receptions for Travis Hunter. There's a big difference.
I think Travis Hunter is going to play 15 to 25 snaps on offense on a weekly basis, and he's going to be very touchdown dependent. I think 70 to 90 receptions is out of the realm of possibilities this year, but I've been wrong before, and I may be wrong again. He is a very special talent, and maybe he can be a unicorn and play 100% of the snaps on both sides of the football and return punts and hold place kicks and be the punter as well. Who knows? What's up, Squints? Good to see you. Let's catch up with the chat. Squints, good to see you, brother. How you doing?
I have
Bone
Hunter
says-
as well, Steve, by the way.
What's up?
I said I have Travis Hunter as well, Steve.
Yeah, we'll just catch up with the chat. Blanca says, "Of course I'm here. You guys stuck with me forever. Love you, buddy. Appreciate you. Shout out to you, Blanca. You're always here, and I'm very grateful for our friendship and your support, brother. You're incredible. And I know Sleez rocks you. Quasi says, just missed out. Have fun drafting. Oh, well, I mean, you can still hang around. Quasi, shout out to you, brother. Love you. Thanks for swinging by. Jason Calhoun, the winner of last night's giveaway. Jason, I wish you would have queued up with your free ticket here. I would have loved to see what you drafted, but I'm looking forward to drafting with you in the near future. I hope you have a good day. Jonathan Coe says 0 out of 82 Travis Hunter. I was considering taking him here in today's draft just because I don't have any exposure to Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter in a double tap. I do believe that Trevor Lawrence is going to be absolutely explosive. And just thinking about like the whole spike week situation, how you guys believe in investing in spike week people. There's a world where one share of Travis Hunter won't kill me and turn me into like a metal thing. It won't happen. Mr. Magic, shout out to you, buddy. Hot take. DK finishes top 8. I like that take a lot. I think that's a ceiling. What do you think, Sleez?
I like DK a lot with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's peppered his wide receiver 1 for years.
Yeah, and they got a decent running game to back that. Huhaim says all good. Sorry, man. Sorry, I missed your show once again. Just been a crazy day. Sleez looks so much better today with them glasses. I know. I'm glad he's not wearing the shades. How are your eyes feeling?
Dude, they're not red anymore. God, they were bloodshot.
Did you get your foam roller and you're becoming a supple leopard book?
I got them both.
Nice.
I got them both.
Nice. Show me you're becoming a supple leopard book. I love that book. Give me 5 RBs who will underperform their ADP by a lot. Ashton Genty.
Oh my God, why? I love Ashton Genty.
Ashton Genty, Jonathan Taylor, Bucky Irving, Chase Brown, and
Chase Brown.
Yeah, I'm out on Chase Brown.
He's got to get hurt to underperform. That's the only way.
And I'll say the last one is probably RJ Harvey.
RJ Harvey's ADP is going to start plummeting.
Yeah, I mean, if it starts plummeting, I'll get more exposure to him for sure. Jefferson says Jefferson was a 2nd round pick. I know this because instead of taking Justin Jefferson, my New England Patriots took N'Keal Harry at the end of the 1st round. Yay. Hames, what's your tweet handle? No, it wasn't N'Keal Harry that we took. No, N'Keal Harry was in the DK Metcalf draft class. I'm wrong. I'm
Harry,
wrong.
Man, I remember that 1st round pick. That was horrible.
I try to forget it every day. Hames, what's your tweet handle? He's in the community first. You can find him there.
At least you didn't trade 3 firsts for him like Trey Lance.
Oh, God bless. God bless. Chase, Twitter or X. I think he said it's @FF. We're back on the clock. All right. I like what I'm doing with this draft so far. I'm going to secure my quarterback. I got McBride and I got Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm trying to get as many different combinations with Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride involved because I believe both of those guys have one upside. So that's definitely been like the trend. Blanca says, loving this topic. How's it going? Shout out to Steve Shoop. Is it Shoop or Shout? Shout out to Steve. You're the fucking guy, Steve. Appreciate you for swinging by. Appreciate you, buddy. Sounds like another bet, Sleez. Who says Jonathan Coe. That guy. Shout out to you, Mercy. I don't know if they will play the full season. We'll see. 10% Hunter getting those numbers. How long? Blanca says, how long do we see Hunter at DB for his career? That's a good question. He's one of those guys where it's like we've never really seen a scenario and situation like this. Typically, the first 2 years, we'll probably see, him playing a little bit of both, whether it be predominantly wide receiver. In the case, I'm dead wrong on my bet, and I'll own it 100%. You guys can clip it. I've been wrong before. I'm just gonna bet like I'm right and draft like I'm right. And if I'm wrong, I have the humility to admit that. Like this is just a good guess. It's a good estimate. But typically after the first 2 years, I think Travis Hunter will pick a position and settle for the position. And I don't think he's the kind of guy who's swayed by money. He's swayed by dominating and helping his football team. Once again, I don't hate Travis Hunter. I think he's an astounding young man. I think he's an incredible talent. I think he's very, very, very good. Agreed with Disco. Your actions don't match your words. It's okay, Jonathan. I think DB majority, a lot more presence and upside on his ROI. But like Sleez made a very valid point when we had Debro on here and we discussed this topic, heavily. He says, "What team trades 3 future picks for a DB? What team has ever done that historically for a DB? I don't know what team has ever done that historically for a wide receiver either. But I mean, I think you just do that for a very special talent, and that's what Jacksonville did. They made a splash. He has a 3 and deep. He's not your typical route runner, but Debro also said when we were talking about Travis Hunter, he's going to line up the vast majority in the slot. All you need him to do is really like run past the guy because he's not going to get jammed off of the slot. Slots don't really jam as much, and he just needs to win contested jump balls, and he'll be spectacular in that fashion because he's a great contested catch radius kind of guy. But what it comes down to is just a volume. Is he going to get the majority of the volume as a wide receiver or as a DB, or is it split in half? Regardless, if there's any sort of split, I think he's going to be limited to spike weeks, and I can't project his floor. And if I can't project your floor, I don't like you. Steve says, "I'm curious if you are concerned about Hunter returning value. Why did you take Flowers, a guy who's never come close to returning value and doesn't really have the upside case?" This question is for you, Sleez.
I haven't read it. What is it?
I'm
curious if you're concerned about Hunter returning value. Why did you took Flowers after Travis Hunter? Why would I not? Why would I not?
No, he's just saying Flowers is a guy who's never come close to returning his value and doesn't really have the upside case. I think
You're saying that Zay Flowers does not have the upside for best ball play.
I'm not.
Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm saying like in a world where you want spike weeks, and we've seen Zay Flowers in a few weeks be top 5 wide receiver in spike, especially on drafters, you want to get exposure to those spike week guys because if it balances out, then you're going to be fine. I don't think Zay Flowers is a bad pick in any format at this range whatsoever. I am very bullish on Zay Flowers. I like him a lot.
Zay Flowers is a top 5 yards per catch guy almost every single game, even with the little screen bubbles.
Yeah.
He averages like 13.3.
Yeah. And if we just
and he's a home run hitter.
If we connect on a few more, receptions and touches there, it's going to be fine. Guys, this is not a me against Sleez or us against Sleez. Feel free to leave your vote, though. I do agree that he should have a little bit more exposure, but he made a good case and defended himself as to why he doesn't and why he differentiates. And
I got another trivia for you because I did both because I wanted to know for myself as well here too. So let's see if the chat gets it as well. So we went over wide receivers of how many of them have covered their ADP compared to best ball in their first year. How many rookie running backs have done it since 2021?
Okay. What year was Fournette drafted? It's got to be like
way before.
2018, 2017. Saquon was drafted 2019.
Way before, yeah. Their 2021 class is the Najee Harris class, and he is one of them.
Okay, so how many did you say there was?
So since then, there have been 4 or 5. Oh, I guess 6 now. So 6 running backs have been drafted in the first round since 2021. How many of them have returned their value? This is going to be funny.
Okay. There was no running back drafted in the first round last year, so last year's out.
None.
The year before that, I'm blanking on who is a third-year running back.
Okay, so I'll give you 2022 is also 0 running backs in the first round were taken.
Okay, so it's just 2023?
2021, 2023, 2025.
Well, 2025 doesn't exist yet.
Sorry, 2024. So you have Najee Harris and ETN from 2021. ETN didn't play at all his rookie year, so I'm counting that as a wash, right?
Okay.
2023, you had... Oh, sorry, no one. 2021, 2024 is all you have.
Breece Hall wasn't a first-round pick, Jonathan Cole. Bijan
Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs, absolute locks, both of them. Both returned ROI.
Those names. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Let's finish catching up with the chat because we're so behind. All right. I don't know. I think Flowers has really bright future, especially. If we're talking about ceiling plays in basketball where you don't have to really project, a safe floor play or game by game situation. This is the format you want to take Zay Flowers. whether it's stacked or unstacked, in my opinion. Sup, all of you amazing people. Good to see you, Chef. Thanks for swinging by. Jason says, was a few minutes late today. I missed the queue up. I'm in tomorrow for sure. My guy. Appreciate you, Jason. I think it's reasonable to believe that Hunter has the potential to finish top 20 and also believe the range of outcomes are wide and therefore he is not a good pick at AP. I'm not disagreeing. I appreciate Sleez's perspective on Hunter, but too unknown how much he will be on offense hasn't me
That's the
pivoting
gamble.
unless I can get him much later than his ADP. And that's why I'm out on him. Like, I think he's going to spike and be wide receiver 1 for a couple of weeks, but I just can't project his floor. Where he's going off of the board, there's a lot of talent that I think is a safer play, which also has a higher ceiling. Good. Thanks for swinging by, Craig. Shout out to you, brother. Chef says, I just took RJ Harvey at the 103 in my Devi draft. Devi is something I'm not very familiar with. I will say that. Genty is the nice, shiny new toy. Swift or Etienne? Sleez, Swift or Etienne? I mean,
Swift. Swift is the winner right now.
I think Swift is probably the safest play. I think Etienne has the most on the line. So I'm going to go with a guy who's a bigger gamble. I'm going to say Etienne, even though I'm very bullish on Swift and love DeAndre Swift this year. Hello, Fly Eagles 39. Good to see you, brother. My 5 RBs that will underperform ADP are Genty, Jacobs, Aaron Jones, Judkins, and Montgomery. No cap, that's a solid list, buddy. Notice how nobody said Saquon Barkley, because like if anybody could outperform and out-hurdle these two.
Dude, he just said today he's in his prime and he's chasing MVP.
He said that he wants to go down as the greatest running
all
back.
time.
Yeah. That's like, okay, why am I
not investing?
I need more. I need him to follow to me more. Blanca says, wanted Zay here, hurt 3. Late to the party. Hello, all. Shout out to Bad Guys Official. Really is a good guy, though. No Cap Pack says Bijan was 1. Jonathan Cole says Brees Hall. Brees Hall was drafted in round 2. Craig Nelson says 3. Etienne, Bijan, Gibbs, and Najee. Shout out to you, Craig Nelson. We caught up with the chat. Wow.
Okay, so well, before the chat starts popping again, let's get through this here. So you have Najee, Bijan, Gibbs, Etienne didn't play, and that is it. And every single running back that has been drafted in the first round, if you don't count Etienne who didn't play, has returned their value. Now, that is 3 out of 3 running backs drafted in the first round, but only 3 out of 21 wide receivers have returned their value. That is why I am bullish on Ashton motherfucking Tenty.
I respect it.
You like it too. I know it.
I don't think I like it. No, I would not go as far. But like, listen, man. At the end of the day, you're entitled to your opinion. It's not just you talking out of your ass. You know, I asked you to stand on business because it doesn't make sense that you're creating a folder talking about how much you love Travis Hunter this upcoming year. But, you know, I didn't know that the caveat was dynasty and dynasty alone. And I asked you to differentiate the two, and you did, right? So, I mean, I'm not advising people to draft him anywhere. So I'm just going to stay true to my colors. And my colors is saying, I think he's too volatile. I think there's too many uncertainties, and I don't believe in all the hype and the hoopla there. So for that, I'm just not investing.
Fuck.
But I'm not saying you should.
I don't like the spot.
Yeah, here's a spot where I'm thinking about just reaching and taking Will Shipley.
I punted and took a handcuff. But I just think it's crazy. I just think if you look back 4 years, there's been 21 wide receivers and only 3 did it, and there's been 3 running backs, and all 3 have done it.
Can I ask you, how bullish were you on what's his face, Marvin Harrison last year? I don't remember really how.
I had kind of a lot. He flopped.
Okay, just best ball purposes because that's all I do.
Can I see my ROI from last year?
You could see
your ROI, my ownership. Sorry,
I think you could. I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Let's see, player exposures.
Blocka said I said 3 first. My bad, dog. Blocka. What were the RB's ADPs though? True.
Either way, they were all top 5 running backs. So
okay. Who was the if I recall, Jahmyr Gibbs was around 2, round 3, kind of back his rookie year. Bijan Robinson was late round 1, early round 2. Najee Harris was late round 1, early round 2 his rookie year as well. I remember those vividly because I just didn't buy any of them. Jameer Gibbs is the only one I regret not buying it the rookie year in best ball.
He was cheaper his rookie year.
Who?
Jameer.
Jameer was like round 2, 3.
I think it said like 33.4. I gotta look it up. But that's it'll be higher on
round 3. Who was the last wide receiver to finish wide receiver 1 back-to-back years? It was either Antonio Brown or Devontae Adams. What win Sleez? Sleezbomb Disco. Good to see you, Dynasty Dog. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Sick logo, bro. Jonathan Crow says Hunter is a better pick on drafters than drafters. Elaborate. Or underdog. Elaborate. All because he's a touchdown hitter and not a receptions guy. Makes sense. It's okay to know not to know Devi. He just was available for pro players, and now my RBs are Genty, Jacobs, Etienne, Harvey, Walker, and there wasn't much for pro wide receiver. Gotcha. AB back to back. It was on Antonio. Yeah, it was either Antonio or Devontae Adams. I just don't remember who did it more recently. And then before that, it was Cal.
Have you ever played with Devi?
No, I literally just said earlier. I have no idea what Devi is.
It's just college players dynasty, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll be real. I'll dabble in college, but I don't do my research until like the draft process is there. I'm so locked into the NFL, I can't, right? And then I'll just literally break down every player. So I don't watch NBA anymore for that purpose. I don't. So Devi's doesn't seem like it's something that I'll be into. I even avoid NCAA video games for that. What are you doing?
I don't want to get sniped. I'm not watching.
Grow the fuck up, man.
Don't do it. I waited on this. It needs to hit now. Oh, he took Fryermuth. Thank God. Whew. That was a nice turnaround.
You got T-Law?
I got T-Law, yeah.
I mean, it's criminal how far Stafford drops in these drafts. It just sucks that I don't have any correlation with him, and I don't intend on having any correlation with him because I already have a quarterback and a tight end with week 8 buys. So we're kind of living on the edge with our build here.
I love Wan'Dale Robinson.
Really want a Pat Bryant there.
You don't like Leggett?
Not at all.
Ooh, man, push the A-Rod. Or do you have the...
I got nothing. I literally have nothing. I just wanted to secure my 2 because I know there's a lot of correlation possibilities later on with Aaron Rodgers. So we're going to get a little weird with it.
Dude, everybody that got Aaron Rodgers around 20 right now is loving it.
Yours truly. He's my 6th most owned quarterback in all tournaments. Mr. Magic says, "Is Jamar Chase a lock to do it again?" Listen, man, it's tough to bet against him, especially because he did so much for me and my content and like just my channel last year. I everywhere I would go, even the fantasy football expo, anybody I would meet, I would be like, it's Jamar Chase no matter what. Jamar Chase no matter what. We kept that tone the entire season, and we benefited tenfold because we bet on him. We drafted him everywhere in every format. And he was really great for us. So it's hard for me to bet against him because I have that
he's so
loyalty. He was so good to me, and he's so good, and the way he did it was so special, and it's so spectacular. And like, dude is a baller. Like, say what you want about the money situation. He said, "Fuck all that. I'm going to come out and I'm going to show him the best wide receiver in football." Period. Right? Done. Signed, sealed, delivered. He was the best wide receiver in football. He was the best fantasy football player in football. Put the argument to rest. Can he repeat what he did last year? If Joe Burrow and him stay healthy, he should. Because their defense didn't improve. Shamar Stewart is still holding out from a contract situation. Trey Hendrickson is still holding out from a contract situation. Like, if your rookie's holding out from a contract situation, it's kind of like Cincinnati as a whole. It's just the most poorly run organization. Like, they have some of the best talent. It's just stupid. How cheap and how terrible they are to their players in that organization. So, I mean, like, yeah, if he's the guy to do it again, he has all the tools to make it happen. It really comes down to his health and Joe Burrow's health. But historically, if you follow the evidence, and I'm like a big fan of like the historical aspect of the game, very, very, very small percentage and very small chance that it happens. No matter how special he was last year, I cannot be reactionary and
I mean, if they stay healthy, I don't see a world how he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm so emotionally invested in what he did for me last year. I also have to, remember that last year was great for me. But if I want this year to be great for me as well, I gotta be able to,
right,
have a more baseline approach. James says, not to be rude, but we're here to support our boys. Please smash them likes. Help these two beautiful gentlemen out. Thank you and appreciate all of you. Appreciate you.
man. Anthony Richardson is falling off a cliff.
Is he still there?
199 is his ADP now.
Nice.
Oh my god.
I mean, I guess I'll take Mason Taylor.
Oh, you fucking God. God.
You wanted him?
Jawan Johnson. Yeah, I wanted Mason Taylor right there.
I mean, I'm just looking at like my tier breakdown, and he's kind of like the last guy in that tier. Everybody else is kind of meh.
That's fine.
Where's Joshua Palmer?
Jalen Coker breaking out today for everybody in the Panthers world of Ted McMillan and how many wide receivers they have out there. I just don't like that value.
We had a scare, a little scare today.
BTJ scare today. Nick Chubb looking fly in his first practice for the Texans already. God.
It's June.
Debo looking like he's ready to run a 10K.
Debo, it looks so out of shape. It's I really wanted to bet on Debo this year, and I'm very disappointed in him.
We're gonna get Los of Us.
But Yoshavash sucks, man. Listen to Jonathan.
Yeah, he's not a spike week hitter.
If Jamar doesn't finish wide receiver one, who has the best chance to? Puka Nacua, Brian Thomas Jr. Those are the two names I'm betting on this year. Good question though, Sleez. What about you? If it's not Jamar Chase, who are the other two?
CeeDee Lamb, especially with the Cowboys' run game, and I would throw. Man, I'm all in on Drake London this year, man. I would throw Drake London's got a shot. I don't care about the Mooney. The offense is going to run through Darnell Mooney. Get that trash update out of here. It is running through Drake London. And what Penix just said a couple days ago was nasty. He goes, Drake London's name is not on the board right now, but it will be next year. That was tight.
Wow. Ralph Wiggums is going to town in our chat, and he's going to town in the Drafters chat. Do you see what's going on in the Drafters chat right now? It's great. Ralph Wiggums is a bully, and I fucking love it. James says T-Law better be healthy for the season. 13% spike week, 0% nuke is Matt Stafford. Mr. Magic, hope so. Hope Chase is able to. I'd like to see it. I do have him in quite a few dynasties. I really don't know who could be if it isn't him, James. Well, I just gave you two guys, sir. Bengals really improved their defense. So hard to believe Chase has role. Just kidding. They aren't paying their defensive players and run a bad team, so Chase all the way. I mean, if anybody can repeat, it's him.
What about Nico Collins? Any shot there?
The offensive line has gotten significantly worse than it was last year. That last year was terrible. I thought CJ Stroud was going to get killed last year. He was the third highest, the third most hit quarterback in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. And he was the second most sacked quarterback in the NFL. He had to run more than we expected. I think this year is kind of more of the same. He's going to be running for his life and throwing for his life. I don't know who the backup there is either. The Bengals game script is leaning towards repeat awful defense. Bengals will have to score over 40 points to win every game. But here's the thing, right? Within that division, two defenses improved drastically. All three defenses actually improved drastically. Like Baltimore is going from like a bottom 2 pass defense
top 5
to potentially a top 5 pass defense just in one offseason because they addressed the needs and the vacated needs that they had on the pass rush with a spectacular steal in the second round and an incredible pick in the first round with their strong safety situation. So they now have more room for leaving. And
they're looking at Jair and Ramsey.
What's the kid's name from Notre Dame, the one who plays safety for them? I don't know why I'm blanking on his name.
Oh, Hamilton.
Hamilton, yeah. Now Hamilton gets to just really play that Polamalu role and just go wherever he wants and man up wherever he wants. That defense is going to be one that I think you should definitely target in your DST leagues. Who's the kicker
now? The rookie. I just picked him up. Loop or Luke or Lup. I forget how his name goes. But they're looking at Ramsey. They're looking at
Jair.
They still have Starks, Chef. I see your comment there, Chef. Dude, I loved him as well. I mean, their defense is nasty. They got Wiggins last year, who was a top pick.
Yep. Thank you, Chef.
I guess I'm going to take this value. I mean, Anthony Richardson this far is just bonkers. I'll take the shot. I don't want the 3 QBs, but we'll roll with it.
Higgins and Chase are going to go nuclear, possible. Mr. Magic says, yeah, script will heavily favor his production. Yeah, it's tough to bet on them again. I'm not going to do that.
I mean, do they have the best secondary in football?
Who?
Ravens?
What?
Do they have the best secondary in football?
I wouldn't say so. But I also don't know.
Hamilton, Starks, Wiggins, Awuzie, and Humphreys right now.
Yeah. I mean, Awuzie is not somebody who I think is absolutely terrifying. I think
that's what they're looking to get.
The Patriots secondary is absolutely incredible. If you look at the Detroit Lions, their secondary has improved drastically this offseason as well.
Pat's got the best corners, but I don't think they got better safeties.
I beg to differ. The kid we got from nowhere. I'm blanking on everybody's name right now. Strong safety, number 23. He's really good. I think Jabril Peppers is still in the mix. We got a good core there.
That guy's not washed. The Michigan blowout.
Sleez had Puka being wide receiver 1 until Devontae Adams went to the Rams. I love Puka this year. Sleez, the hacker, has a 7-day ADP change as an option. Just use it. I use it.
Debo running a 10K. I forgot to say that. He's not running a fucking 10K. That guy looks sloppy, man.
Yeah. Nico Collins. Sorry, I hate his ADP. I love Nico Collins and his ADP. I really wanted the Bears to go get Starks. The Loveland pick is still perplexing. There was a lot of we have to revisit that draft stream that we did together because I feel like there was a lot of situations where you and I just fucking lost full. Like the Shador sliding. I don't recall if you remember this, but at the beginning before the draft even started, I remember George Troyan saying he's going to fall to round 4 or 5. And I fucking laughed at that, saying there's no world where that happens. Before
it was Cherokee.
No. What's his face? George Troyan said it. Promise you. Watch it back.
I remember looking back as my buddy's like, pull up your YouTube stream. I told you Shador wouldn't go to the 5th or 6th round.
Yeah.
He's QB2 now. He might be the starter.
And I was denying it the whole way. And then halfway, George is like, okay, just if Disco says Shador's going to go round 4, I'll donate a super chat. And then I said it, and you got a super chat donation. I remember it vividly. I can't stop the run. Secondary is still suspect. Let Pratt walk for nothing. Yeah. I mean, you guys are going to let up a lot of points. It just means, do you have good advantageous matchups where you can put up a lot of points? Pittsburgh's secondary was pathetic last year, and they were also awful against the run down the stretch, which was super weird. Been trying to tell people Houston O-line is still concerned. It's the worst offensive line in football this year.
It's bad. Seahawks and Texans got to be up there.
Not touching any Texans players. I'm willing to take shots on guys who can spike. That's about it. But do I think any of them are safe? No. Nico Collins.
People are crazy. I had to say I was wrong 100 times last year. Nico Collins is fucking him.
Nico Collins is fucking him.
He's just that pick that no one wants. He's so good.
I
had to take it to the face last year. He balled.
These numbers are staggering for Nico Collins, right?
It's crazy.
They need to realize on 20% targets, he wasn't even a top 10 most targeted player. He was responsible for the most offensive yards for his team, which was 40% of it. Just put that in perspective. That is the definition of efficient. That's the definition of explosive. That's the definition of a league winner. Imagine if he was targeted more, had more volume, and more opportunity with a quarterback who wasn't running for his life the entire game.
I mean, dude, he's just good all around. He did 26 points a game per average. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But there is more competition this year. But still, he's. I mean, I'm done saying that he's bad. I talk. Oh, he takes Manung guy. You just watched the freaking video from what's his name? Oh, God damn it!
Who?
From our buddy that the NFL Network, the guy. I just watched his Manungai video.
Who's our buddy at the NFL Network? Which one? Florio or Laquan?
Laquan.
Oh, I did not see it. I have a lot of Mononga. I could show you my Mononga exposure. That's right, Chef. New England secondary is nice, yeah. And it got New England secondary got better and boosted with variable hell, yeah. Weird stat for many got BTJ start for many got BTJ London, Josh Allen, Kittle. That's sick. Nico is 6'4", 225, runs fast. What's not to? And he's a very precise route runner. All right, we don't have a lot of. Can you DM me the link to your stream, by the way, or just put it in the private chat, please?
Yeah. I got it. Yeah.
Lucas Hall says, "Fun draft. I was in the 9 slot. Nice. We'll look at yours as well." Lucas, thanks for becoming a member of Disco Ball Nation. Appreciate you, brother. We'll start with yours. So from the 9 slot, Lucas goes 2783 with the roster construction. Very nice. And Lucas and anybody who's watching, we got 230 people viewing us here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Come over to the Big Draft Energy YouTube channel. Helps us a heck of a lot. But yeah, here from the 9 spot, Lucas goes 2783. We always look at people's drafts at the end. We give advice, whether it's warranted or not. And we just give our reactions to it. So he goes CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, Chuba Hubbard, Trayvon Harrison, Caleb Johnson, Javonte Williams. I don't like your running back room. I also don't hate it. J.K. Dobbins, Jarquez Hunter, Keaton Mitchell. That's a sneaky running back room. Nico Collins, so correlation there with C.J. Stroud. He also got Chuba correlated with Bryce Young. A.J. Brown, Terry McLaurin, Tedero McMillan to go with Bryce Young as well. Trey Harris, Brandon Ayuk, De'Ami Brown, Troy Horton, Tyler Warren, and he got both Dalton Schultz and Jatavian Sanders. I'm going to give this I don't hate anything about it. I hate the like, if you're looking at unique, you get an A+ for uniqueness because not a lot of people are building rosters based off of the Texans and the Panthers. Your running back room for going, 0 RB in your start is not bad. Your tight end room is decent. You got correlation everywhere. Your running back room is kind of scary for me, but other than that, I'm giving it a solid B. Sleez, can you look at Young Pro at the 108?
Young Pro, what's good, my guy? He goes 3-6-9-2. Man, I don't think you need a Jackson Dart here, man. But I get that it's a 224 pick and he fell. I honestly don't think the Giants are going to throw Jackson Dart to the Wolves this year. I mean, their schedule is rough. Their offensive line is trash. It could break his morale before it even starts.
All right, but for the people listening to us on like the drive home, just read the entire roster if you have a chance.
Alvin Kamara, Tony Pollard, Brian Robinson, Travis Etienne, Roshan Johnson, Blake Corum. That is the running back room. He went with 6 wide receivers: Malik Neighbor, Jay Season, Xavier Worthy, Jerry Jeudy, Hollywood Brown, Josh Palmer, Pop Dizzle Douglas, Jalen Coker, Adonai Mitchell. I love that pick. Brock Bowers and Dallas Goedert. So you connected Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown with Mahomes. You connected Geno. You connected Bowers. Nice correlation there. The running back room.
He even got Dart Neighbors.
Yeah, I go with Dart and Neighbors as well. I don't think Dart's going to play, but we'll see how that goes. I love Alvin Kamara. Tony Pollard is starting to worry me at his ADP value, especially with the way they're talking about running a committee there, but he's still going to be solid enough best ball-wise. Brian Robinson could be massive sneaky steal or massive disappointment, but I'm going to lean on the steal side, and you got it at great value. ETN, I love. The running back room solid. I think Roshan Johnson's kind of getting phased out, but he could, there's a world where he could get touchdowns. Corum, I'm okay with that. Wide receiver room, top 4, absolute home run hitters. I love Neighbors, Jay Season, Xavier Worthy, and Jerry Jeudy is so underrated. It's criminal. I don't know if I would have gone Hollywood Brown this early with Xavier Worthy, but I get it. Joshua Palmer, I can't. I don't want the chat to start picking up on Joshua Palmer here again. Pop Douglas, Disco makes me love the guy. He burned me last year. Let's see.
You should love him the same way you love Efton Chisholm. By the way, he's signed.
Jalen Coker just had his breakout day today. Everyone talking about him at camp. Adonai Mitchell, I love, but his situation sucks. This is a very balanced team. I'm gonna go B+.
I like it. And yeah, guys, undrafted free agent. Efton Chisholm signed. So I'm not taking my victory lap yet, but I'm fucking taking my victory lap right now because I got him in a lot of dynasty startups with a last pick. All my rookie drafts pretty much last pick, so I'm very happy.
If he becomes Julian Edelman, it's one of the greatest calls in the history.
It's literally
Crazy.
just a formality of time passing. It's inevitable. Terry Rice goes 2.693. Lamar Jackson, Cam Ward. Can't say I hate that quarterback room. That's a good quarterback room. Jameer, I go again on my own. Jameer Gibbs, Derrick Henry, nasty. I don't care about the rest of the names, but the rest of the names are all right. You got Isaiah Pacheco. You protected that with Elijah Mitchell. You got Tyrone Tracy. I think he doesn't get phased out completely. And you got him 14 picks past ADP. Jalen Allen reached a little bit, but I mean, I think he outperforms his current ADP for sure. DK Metcalf, Calvin Ridley. So Calvin Ridley to go with Cam Ward. Jacoby Myers, Stephon Diggs, Keon Coleman, Xavier Legette, Alec A.O. Manor, Deontay Johnson. This is how I know you listen to me, or maybe you just did this on your own accord. Either way, I love what you did here with Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, double tapping that with Lamar Jackson. And you got Derrick Henry there. I can understand why you're upset that Zay Flowers went. And then I like the correlation with Chigo Konkwu and Cam Ward. You just better hope Chigozimo Konkwu is going to ball out on week 7.
Am I missing something? Why is everyone drafting Chig now? What am I missing here?
It's
just the Cam Ward late stack play.
So Spike Week went out and said that like building a stacks in correlation on the undesirable teams, something along those lines. Like I'm paraphrasing here, but on the undesirable teams, and they went on and put a list, not just building stacks and correlations off of those teams. One of those teams was Tennessee, and that's kind of been like a trend. Whatever they say and put out there, this is how you know they have like a very loyal following that drafts a lot. Whatever they say, their community just goes out and does it in these drafts. That's why, like Will Shipley, his ADP skyrocketed almost 60 spots.
So Chigo Konkwo has been in the NFL 3 years. Do you know how many 20-plus point games he has?
You preach it to the choir. I'd much rather take Gunnar Helm just because I know what Chig has done in the past, and I'm sick and tired of it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it because it's a free stack. I get it.
Yeah. And I mean, like, if there's a world where the rookie wants to check down, I don't think this is a rookie who's going to want to check down a lot. Cam Ward is, yeah.
I think so as well. I think so as well, Jason.
Yeah, Jason says, honestly, think Gunnar Helm overtakes Chig early this season. I hope so. Shout out to Young Pro. He says, yo. Jonathan Coe says, good draft, Lucas. It was a good draft. DB Bats, shout out to him. He says, come by to drop a like. Jim Grind. What you lifting? Baby? What? Young Pro, salute. I want to try that. Everyone who has the letter E in your name should
Evan Ingram
in your name should draft Emeka Egbuka. I have it in my real name, but not in my fucking stage name, so I'm not doing it. There's no E in disco. How many 20-plus games does Yoshi have, says Jonathan Coe. Uh-oh. Speaking of Jonathan Coe, let's look at his draft. Sleez, can you break down Ralph Wiggum's draft?
Hang on. I'm looking. Let me see Yoshi. None in 2024. None in 1 in 2023. He has 1. And 2022, no. Just 1.
All right. He goes 2.783. Jared Goff, Justin Herbert. Shocker. Homer pick with the Jared Goff here, but he got him 5 passes. Let's see what he did. Probably has no Amon-Ra. Jonathan Taylor, Marion Hampton, David Montgomery, Trey Benson, Justice Hill, Nick Chubb, Taj Brooks, Jamar Chase, no matter what, Devontae Adams, Jameson Williams. So there's a correlation piece right there. Darnell Mooney, Emeka Egbuka, Quentin Johnston to go with his Justin Herbert, Adam Thielen, Tutu Atwell, Sam Laporta to go with his Goff, Will Dissly to go with his Herbert, and then Theo Johnson just because Theo Johnson. It's good. It's balanced. It's different. It's good.
Nick Chubb, where do you think the ADP is going to end up?
I think probably going to go up another 8 spots by August.
He got Darnell Mooney at a great value.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I think I may have less than like 2 shares of Mooney, and I might need to up it. Did you think about what it means to get excited for Texans' run game? No, I don't think I'm going to, Chef. Chig might take a step forward too. Hasn't he shown flashes? Yeah, but like through and far in between. He hasn't been safe whatsoever, and he hasn't been spectacular whatsoever either. Last year, he had Will Levis, who kind of couldn't throw the ball accurately to anybody, and Mason Rudolph kind of peppering him. You got to look at the situation in this game. That was a team that was behind a heck of a lot. The defense kind of fell apart. I think we're not going to see a lot more Chig just based off of game scripts. It will give you a nice Woody and Chubb mixed in, of course. Well, here's the thing about big draft energy. We always got a Woody and Chubb, right? Sleezbomb goes 3-6-8-3. Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson at a tasty ADP reached on the other two. It is what it is. I think both of those guys can outperform their ADP. Bijan Robinson, Chase Brown, Aaron Jones is somebody who I'm trying to get more exposure to, especially in my 130 mini slows. Austin Eckler, I don't hate your running back room. Double tapped Tyler Algier and Bijan. Audric Estimé, because why the fuck not? I mean, we know one thing and one thing only since leaving New Orleans. Sean Payton hates your fantasy football team. Garrett Wilson, Travis Hunter, Zay Flowers, Matthew Golden, Michael Pittman. Don't hate your first five. Wandell, not a bad pick. Yoshavash, Cooper, Evan Ingram, Strange, Jawan Johnson. So you got Strange, Lawrence, Hunter. You got Love, Golden. It would have been nice if you took Musgrave just for shits and gigs.
I thought about it.
And then you got Pittman and A-Rich. Not bad.
Vanilla 3683. But why? And everyone says the Texans had a bad run game last year. Why does everyone hate on the Tech? You know how many 100+ yard games Joe Mixon had last year?
Joe Mixon was phenomenal. I love that he's falling right now. Joe Mixon's one of those guys who I got to target.
He had 7 and he missed 3 games.
Yeah,
on the season.
I love Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon could have been RB1 had he not gotten that hip drop time.
He's nasty.
He's great. All right. They don't call us big draft energy because we draft poorly. Hopefully that lives up to our standards today.
Ooh.
I go 2-8-8-2. Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, James Cook, Kenneth Walker, Ramondre Stevenson, Isaac Garendo, Ray Davis, double tapped Ray Davis and James Cook. Didn't even know that. Will Shipley, Dylan Sampson, Kyle Monangai.
Yeah.
Puka Nacua, my guy. Marvin Harrison Jr., my guy. Marvin Harrison Jr. is stacked with Kyler, Khalil Shakir, Roma Dunze, Jaden Higgins, Cedric Tillman, Roman Wilson, and Calvin Austin. Both of those guys are late stack plays with Aaron Rodgers. I don't hate it. Trey McBride to go with Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler, and then Mason Taylor just because I wanted to snipe Sleez. What do you think?
I think it's pretty good, but I just think the wide receiver, you're going to need these guys to boom. I mean, if Marvin isn't Marv, which I think he's going to be Marv, if he doesn't do it this year, then this team might be toast, right? Because Khalil Shakir kind of a floor play. Rome will be kind of once every 3 weeks hitter at this point. Higgins, I'm starting to like more of from what I'm seeing, and I like Tillman at value. I do like the double pit play. I think Calvin Austin's going to be one of the best ball values at late round for spike weeks. But you got Trey McBride, Marv, Kyler. I like it. You got a lot of hitters. It's balanced all around. I'll go B+. B.
I find myself getting in this range where it's like round 3, Trey McBride still. Bless me. It's all over everything. Trey McBride's still available in round 3, and it's kind of like BPA.
Why is he falling?
It's a good question, right? Because Brock Bowers has not fallen whatsoever, but Trey McBride is falling. It's like I haven't gotten him much in round 2, but if he's BPA here, I'm gonna want to get exposure to him, ahead of guys like certain names, right? I would have, in hindsight, I would have liked to have gotten Jackson Smith and Jigba, but that would have been 3 wide receivers with week 8. I think moving forward, I need to just start reaching.
I really like the running back room of hitters, though. Like, these are the perfect for an 8 build where you go just pretty much 2 and say Ramondre's a 1B, 1A. The 5 underneath are perfect.
Yeah.
And Monangai is starting to get massive hype.
Yeah. Okay. Our chat's being funny right now. Chubb fits well. Joe Chubb, what do you shoot? All right. When does Chubb flip blue in ADP? I think by August. Jalen Warren to the moon. Here for it. Why? Why are we saying Jalen Warren to the moon though? Did I miss anything? Did you miss anything? Is there any Caleb Johnson news? Roll on the floor. LOL disco. Yeah, man. Allergies is a hell of a thing. McBride's an auto pick in round 3. It's kind of like he's my tight end 1. It just makes sense.
What is it?
Rodgers. Hell yeah, BK. Hell yeah, BK. I like that. All right, guys. Sleez is live right after us. Head over to his channel. This is the link right here. Like, subscribe. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us, especially putting up our Travis Hunter debate. My allergies is acting up just out of the blue here. Sleazy, you got anything to say to the folks before you go speak to the folks?
And I was going to say, what did Marvin just post his flex pick, and now Trey McBride's dropping to round 3 or what? Makes no sense.
Yeah. I'm here for it. I didn't get much of him in round 2, but in round 3, it's kind of. But it just throws off my roster construction, just the complexion of my team, right? And I just need to start reaching on guys and not just be a slave to ADP. That's kind of my thing here. Guys, I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and I'll also see you in Sleezball stream right meow. Fly Eagles 39 says quack. Not tonight, brother, but I appreciate you. God bless you. Maybe on Friendship Friday. I'll think about it. All right, guys. Peace. See you in Sleezeball stream.